So the American people are getting screwed. However, they don't realize what is actually happening. And that's what I want to break down today. Because one of the places that the American people are being screwed over has to do with insurance. However, I want to be very clear. You need insurance. You need health insurance, potentially life insurance, car insurance, mortgage insurance. You need all these different insurances just in case an accident were to happen. However, where most people are getting screwed is with home insurance and car insurance. Today, I specifically want to talk about car insurance. So, if you are a driver, you have a vehicle and you pay for insurance, you need to watch this entire video. I'm going to explain exactly what is going on, but all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So I want to show you some numbers here. Look at this. It says, according to the same 2022 BLS study, the average American's monthly expenses are $6,080. That's pretty substantial. It says, which is about 77% of the average monthly income before taxes. Look at the expenses right here. This is broken down. Housing, okay? Housing costs, and this is cost in 2022, is $2,024 a month. Transportation is more than half of that. That is the reason why. Okay, it's transportation is a huge factor, especially right now when the average new car is going to cost you over $700 per month. Okay, I was talking to a friend of mine just last week. He said he purchased a new car. He purchased a new Jeep, and that Jeep is going to cost him about $1,100 per month. However, that does not include insurance. He does not know what, or at the time, he didn't know what it was going to cost him to insure the car. Well, look at this. According to U.S. News, it says car insurance costs an average of about $172 per month for the everyday driver. Whether you'll pay more or less than that depends on many variables. One of which is the cost of the car. One of which is if you need full coverage or just liability. Another one could be how much do you plan to drive? Are you a senior? Are you a new student driver? Right? All these things matter. But again, I bring this to your attention because we are being told that we have to have all this different stuff. We need to have gap coverage. We need to have liability. We need to have our fender to bumper. Everything has to be covered, right? The tires, the windshield, the stuff inside, right? That's what we're being told. But again, some of these insurance agents are telling you this and feeding you this lie when in reality you don't need all that stuff. I want to show you something else. This is from NerdWallet's June 2024 car insurance cost analysis. It says the national average annual car insurance costs $1,718 for full coverage and $488 for minimal coverage. One of the reasons why I'm bringing this to your attention is because what's happening right now is people are going for the least amount of coverage. Liability only, that's it. Why would they do that? Well, they can't afford their car payment and car insurance. So what they're doing is they're trying to get the least amount of coverage possible, but still do what the bank requires. That's the issue. Some of these banks are allowing you to just get liability insurance and not full coverage. And they're doing it because they understand if they don't, you may not go get a loan. And again, banks are struggling at this time. I want to show you something else though, because there's another lie that we've been told, not just about going to get a new vehicle because yes, it's going to do better for the environment, right? Don't get a big gas guzzler. Get an electric or a hybrid vehicle because they'll save you money. Because electric and hybrids use less gas, right? That's good. But do they ever tell you what's the cost of the car? What does maintenance cost for an electric or a hybrid car? What does the car payment look like? Or what about insurance? Well, let's look into that. It says hybrid and electric car insurance. Does it cost more? Well, this article from Zebra says because there are unique parts and service needs, hybrid and electric vehicles usually cost more to insure than gas-powered cars. As such, it's important to price shop to find the cheapest car insurance rates for your eco-friendly vehicle. Now, how do you go about finding the best rates? This is a question that I got just the other day, and I want to go over this. Now, I'm not an insurance agent, okay? I'm just a guy, I drive a vehicle, that's it. Well, let's go over it. First thing you can do, shop around. Go to different companies and figure out what they offer and how much it's going to cost. That's simple. That's the first thing you should do. Another one that you should do, according to reports, is drop insurance you don't need. It says if your car is a clunker, it might be time to drop collision and comprehensive insurance, which pay for damage to your vehicle. Collision insurance pays to repair damage to your vehicle if it crashes into another vehicle or object or flips over. Comprehensive insurance pays if your car is stolen, damaged by storms, vandalism, or hit by an animal such as a deer. If your car, and here's the key, is worth less than your deductible plus the amount you pay for annual coverage, then it's time to drop comp and collision. All right? Here's another one. Drive a car that's cheap to insure. Simple. If your car is not as expensive to fix, then it'll be cheaper to insure. But my personal favorite, something I did, when I was, a long time ago when I was younger, is it was expensive for me to drive the car that I had. So I increased the deductible. Well, increasing the deductible is one of the quickest things you can do to save a little bit of money. Because if your deductible is, let's say, $500, you're going to pay a higher payment per month because you have a low deductible. But who's this good for? Right? A lower deductible is great for somebody that has a lot of accidents, right? Is accident prone. But if you don't get in a lot of accidents, you can afford a $2,000 payment, then get a $2,000 deductible. And your monthly premium is going to come down. It's going to be less expensive. But again, who's this great for? It's great for people that don't get in accidents. Because again, if you get in 4 accidents in a year, you're going to pay $2,000. But if you just get in 1 accident and you have the $2,000 deductible, you're going to pay $2,000 anyway. Right? Hopefully you're not getting into that many accidents, but you never know. And here's the last one. Okay, and I bring this up because this is something that I just did for my son as well. Okay, don't drive a lot. There is something called a pay-per-mile insurance program. Okay, and you pretty much are, if you don't travel as much, you don't drive as much in that particular vehicle, you don't pay as much for insurance. Simple. So one of the things that my wife and I did is we got my son some good insurance, but we're gonna pay a little bit less because he's still learning. He's not driving that much. We take him pretty much everywhere he goes. So again, is he gonna be driving 12,000 miles a year? Probably not. Is he gonna be driving 5,000 miles per year? Probably not. Is he gonna drive somewhere about 2,000 to 4,000 miles per year in this next year? Most likely. So again, it's a little bit cheaper. But again, here's where people are getting scammed. If you are buying a vehicle and you're paying $800 for it, you also got to pay for gasoline, which maybe you can't afford to go 12,000 miles a year or 15,000. That's fine. But be realistic with what you are doing, what your goals are, and how much money you actually have. Because you don't need to overinsure your vehicle when the company is only going to give you what it's valued at. They're not going to overpay for something. Why would they do that? So in many cases, when these insurance agents are saying, oh, you have a $20,000 vehicle, but yet they are charging you for, let's say, a $40,000 vehicle. Look into that. Again, it's happening. I know it's happening because I've seen it. I've actually seen this happen where people are trying to get me to pay for a $40,000 vehicle when the vehicle is really only worth $20,000. Don't overpay. Because again, at the end of the day, they're never going to give you that extra $20,000. So, I will leave you with that. But let me know one thing down in the comment section below. How much is your monthly insurance for your car? Let me know. I'm just curious. But again, I will leave you with that. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.